So what a difference a day makes, isn't it? In the last couple of days, I've been in conversation with different people. Um, and the conversations go the same way in our conscious communities, right? And a lot of the conversations were with brothers that identify themselves as ADOS or FB1, right? FBA and like that. And we all, we run around like children assigning and picking names, and I'm this and I'm that, and I'm in this club and I'm this Boy Scout, or we pick these names. And okay, fine, you're ADOS, you're FB1, FBA, Pan-African, you're Hebrew Israelite, Hebrew, that's fine. Okay, whatever you call yourself, I respect that. Me, I'm Peter, right? I'm Peter. I'm not Generation X, not Generation Z, not none of that bullshit. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm not conservative or liberal. I'm not Christian or Muslim. I'm Peter, right? I don't fit into a little package. I'm a whole human being, not a member of any of your little beehives. Not at all. Not at all. I'm Peter. You want to know what I think on something? Chances are I'm not really even going to dignify that. You don't need to know what I think. It ain't going to help you. It ain't going to help me. My opinion doesn't help you, and it doesn't help me to share it, right? What's more relevant is what's common among us all, right? And so I saw in the last couple of days conversations with these brothers and sisters, and I see them repping a flag, right? If you go on Twitter, you can see they all got an American flag. And what I noticed today, is they become very quiet. They become very quiet. So on the one hand, you're representing the American flag. And for you to do so, right? For me personally, to represent the American flag would be the epitome of utter defeat, right? I'm going to represent the flag of a country like, imagine a man tried to murder you, right? A man yesterday tried to murder you, tried to end your life, right? That man set about trying to end your life. Today, do you trust that man? Like, you invite that man into your home, he tried to kill you, right? You invite that man into your home, you try to find a basis for a relationship with that man that tried to murder you. Do you do that, right? If somebody tried to kill you by poisoning your food, tomorrow you're gonna let that man make your meal, right? But here we are in America, right? And I see my brothers and sisters repping this flag, right? You repping the American flag. Well, in order for me to be able to do so, in order for me to represent the American flag, it means I have to overlook and spit in the face of all of my people that it destroyed, right? I have to overlook the circumstances surrounding my own family and overlook my own humanity in order to represent that flag. Malcolm X said, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. He said, we're not Americans, we're victims of Americanism, right? And so if that is true, how could I ever represent that flag? But that's just me, right? I see my brothers that call themselves ADOS and FBA, but I also noticed that they're very quiet today as the Russian conflict begins. See, because my feeling is, see, if I rep something, I'm ready to die for it anytime. If I rep something, I'm ready to die for it anytime, right? But that's not the disposition of the FBA and the ADOS. That's not the disposition. They're not ready to die for it. In fact, if you listen to them now, that's not my business. That's white on white crime. That's not, but wait, then why are you repping that flag? Why are you repping that flag if you ain't ready to die for it? Hmm? So what I recognize, and I'm not castigating, what I recognize is the FBA and the ADOS movement is an opportunistic model, right? Their focus is reparations. I get it. I'm not against reparations. I'm not against ADOS. I'm not against any of that. I'm against my enemy. I'm not against my brothers, man. No matter what you call yourself, you might be confused, man. You might be confused. That ain't got nothing to do with me, man. You my brother. I see myself when I see you. So I'm not against you. You're not my enemy, right? The fact that you repping that flag make me have to watch you, huh? It makes me not be able to really trust you because you repping something that is against us, right? These people do not recognize your humanity, but you repping them, right? You wearing their flag. You spitting in your family's face. You disrespecting and disregarding your own family's existence and your own humanity. I can't trust you. I can't trust you. You're not my enemy. I don't hate you, but I damn sure can't trust you, right? I damn sure can't trust you because of what you're representing. And yet, you don't have the conviction of what you're representing, right? I represent, right? We say represent, it's represent. I represent my mother, right? I represent my father. I represent my ancestry, okay? That's what I represent, and for which I will die any minute, any day, right? Any minute, any day. And if you represent that American flag, like I said, I don't castigate. I expect that you would have the conviction of your beliefs and therefore you would be willing to die for it. And if you're not, put the fucking flag down. Hear me? If you're not ready to die for what you're representing, then you're not really representing it. Put it the fuck down, right? So I'll step back. We're looking at Russia. Them Russians don't love you. Them Russians ain't got no love for me, man. I ain't never had no beef with no Russians, right? I've known them. I've been around Russians, right? I've never had no beef with them. Arcady and all the rest of them. I'm cool with them, no problem. They ain't never stepped to me. I ain't never stepped to them. So I got no problem with them. But they don't like you, right? What about the Ukrainians? They don't like you either. What about the United States? They don't like you either. So I don't have a dog in the fight, right? I don't have a dog in the fight. It don't matter to me, right? Do what you gonna do. This is white on white crime, isn't it? Right? Isn't that rough? So I don't have a dog in the fight. I do, however, recognize the climate which produced the current condition, right? And it has been a well-orchestrated presentation. This didn't just happen. This didn't just happen. There's a lot that led up to this, right? And some of what began it, I mean, again, you have to go back to administrations prior, right? You got to go back to Obama and Biden administration, right? And then you come forward to the Trump administration. And what is most relevant is the foreign policy. What's most relevant in this conversation is the foreign policy and the lack of experience in that regard, right? Each and every one of these administrations have come into the presidency. And each and every one of them since since the 70s, have all acted like they were God's great gift to the world, like they knew everything. They didn't need an advisement council that had actual experience. They're taking these young 35, 40-year-old friends and they're putting them into these positions in the administration. They don't have any foreign policy experience. You remember Sarah Palin was looking to be, come on, man, talk about she can see Russia. So that makes her a foreign policy expert, right? And these are the kinds of people that they're stacking into the advisor positions within these administrations. And this has been true ever since the 70s. In the 70s, they had an entire entourage of people that had on the ground experience, no matter if you like them or not. Kissinger, he had on the ground experience. He knew what he was doing. He knew the relationships throughout the world. Since then, none of these people have had any experience in foreign policy, right? None. They don't know what they're doing, okay? And so Obama and Biden, they fucked up, right? What Trump did was he opened the door for, see, Biden is in bed. He's been in bed in Ukraine. He's been making money in Ukraine. His sons, his family, they've been making millions in Ukraine. Remember, Trump was pulling that shit out in the campaign, talking about the money that their sons and their families were making over in the Ukraine. Yo, this isn't all happenstance. This shit has been well scripted, well orchestrated. Okay. So Trump was pointing that shit out. But at the same time, what Trump was trying to do, see, Trump is an arrogant little wannabe New York thug. He want to be a thug, right? He want to be gangster. That's who he is, right? And so he had an attitude with Biden doing what he was doing up under the covers. And it's not that Trump wanted to say he's wrong. Trump wanted his piece, right? Trump wanted to, what about me, right? And so Trump cozied up to the Russians. Furthermore, listen to the Republican conservatives today. Listen to the white Republican conservatives today, and you will find they are sympathetic to Russia. They are on Russia's side. This is the most amazing and funny shit I ever seen, because these are the same people that were claiming they were great patriots to the United States of America. And today, suddenly, based on the events in the world, those same people that have for the last 500 years claimed to be great patriots of America have suddenly switched. And they're on the same side of those people that they used to call pinkos. They used to call them commies, right? Now, them pinkos and commies, them are them patriots that was here in America talking loud, right? Very interesting. But Trump made some fundamental critical mistakes. He opened up the door for this to happen. He emboldened their enemies to make this happen, right? He emboldened their enemies, and everybody saw it. He was so arrogant, he had no idea as it relates to foreign policy and the fragile nature of the relationships along the world. What he did was, he came in and he saw that the United States of America was tied to these toxic trade deals, right? Absolutely toxic trade deals, where the United States of America was taking the short end of the stick on absolutely everything, right? And he wasn't smart enough and he didn't have a contingent large enough to be able to go through and look at the finer points and pull out individual points associated with these contracts. He couldn't do that. So what he did instead was he took all of those trade deals and he ripped them up. I'm not castigating. I'm not saying that was a wrong thing to do, because if you are locked into these trade deals, then that's absolutely what needs to happen. So and I'm going to step back. Africa needs to take a page out of that book. Africa needs to take a page out of that book, because if you are locked into toxic trade deals, there's no way. So I'm going to sit at the table negotiating with you, and you know you're fucking me, right? You know you're fucking me, and I'm supposed to sit there and speak nice to you, right? And try to negotiate less fucking. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Nah, that don't work. What we do is we rip up the contracts. No, you ain't getting diamonds like that no more, man. You ain't getting gold for what it was no more. I don't care what you think, right? So Africa has to take a page from that book. Them toxic trade deals have to be destroyed. Nigeria is the #2 producer of tomatoes, but it's the #1 importer of tomatoes. You can't do that. You can't win that way, right? So this is what Donald Trump did. He walked in and he ripped up the trade deals. Remember when he was at the summit and all the world leaders were there? Yo, and he grabbed dude and pulled him and stepped in front. You remember that? See, Trump eroded the United States of America's reputation as being a leader in the world. Furthermore, he put the allies of the United States of America on their heels. They didn't know, wait a minute, Now they don't know. The United States of America used to be an ally to us, but we don't know where they're at now because look at this dude. And look at, they elected a freaking, they elected a clown, right? And this clown is straight like fucking us all over, right? And so all of the allies in the United States, to the United States, didn't know what to do. They didn't know where to stand. And in fact, what he was actually doing, it had the effect of making the allies actually have to consider Russia. They actually were forced to consider Russia as a alternative to supporting the United States as the leader of the free world, right? Okay, so that was Donald Trump. Then Joe Biden came in, right? And Joe Biden immediately, his pullout game in Afghanistan was the worst thing that ever happened. Yo, this was deep. His pullout in Afghanistan was the worst thing that he could have possibly done. Again, it eroded the confidence of the allies in their relationship with the United States of America. Y'all doing shit and ain't even telling us, man. Y'all just out here just, yo, right? So again, you're putting your allies on their heels. Then he created that secret deal for submarines in Australia. Whoa, you just have to understand the fragile nature of what is happening. Australia is having trouble, right? Australia is strung out to China. If China and Australia get into a beef, Australia dies. Australia is strung out. So for America to be making secret deals in Australia for submarines without letting their allies know, without consulting their allies, again, takes your allies and it pushes them on their heels. You all are doing shit all on your own, man. Y'all are doing shit outside of our interest and without our words at all, right? So the allies are like, yo, man, we don't know what's going on with America. We don't know what America is doing right now, right? So the allies are on their heels. Okay. This opens the door for Russia to do what she's doing today. But it's not just, so what's happened is Putin has been emboldened in that little story that I've just told you from from Obama to Trump to Biden, right? In that little story, most consistently, Putin has been empowered, right? Now, Venezuela, a lot of people don't understand this. Venezuela has all of the energy she needs. If you could build your crypto mining rig in Venezuela, this is why everybody was going there, because Venezuela has more oil than anybody. Energy is free in Venezuela, right? So there was a big move for everybody to try to get to Venezuela to build their crypto mining rigs. Venezuela recognized this, right? You remember they murdered Hugo Chavez. So it's a whole different playing field. Venezuela recognized this, right? And what they did was they determined that they were going to produce a digital currency, the whole Bitcoin craze. They determined, and it was a very intelligent thing, to produce a digital currency that was backed by natural resource. It's brilliant. It is brilliant, right? Brother Tone, look, that's what I'm talking about. Leave the gold in the ground. Let's monetize it, turn it into a digital currency. And again, we ain't got to refine it. We ain't got to rape the earth, right? We do our geological surveys. We do our, I don't want to go too far, but you determine what's in the ground and you monetize that. Scrape out 10%, we create a cryptocurrency, a digital currency, and we sell that. That's what Venezuela was trying to do. The problem is that Venezuela tied her pensions, her retirement, her everything in the society to this new digital coin, right? This was basically a complete switch over to their currency model. So they did a switch over. What happened was, and this is the problem, they didn't have it complete. They did not complete what they should have before they made it public. And once they made it public, Donald Trump said it is banned. It's illegal for anyone in the United States to buy any of those coins. Whoa. As soon as he did that, that's when you started to see the pictures in Venezuela of their money blowing into the street, because it didn't mean anything anymore. The money had zero value anymore. They had done a cut over to this currency that had just died. Whoa. Venezuela was in the trash. Go back, go look at the videos of the money, bundles of money flying down the street. It was worthless. And Venezuela was struggling, and they were trying, right? So what was really happening was the United States of America was trying to bleed them. United States of America was trying to bleed them for their oil reserves, right? And so that's why he said, we're not going to accept, nobody can buy that coin, we make it illegal. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to break their economy so that they have to throw up a white flag and say, America, save us, right? That's what America tried to do in Venezuela. Guess what happened? Russia and Putin stepped in, and they saved Venezuela, is what happened. Please recognize what I'm saying. Back in the day, Hugo Chavez, I live in Boston. Anybody know who Joe Kennedy is? Joe Kennedy went to Venezuela and created a relationship with Hugo Chavez, and Hugo Chavez was providing free oil to Massachusetts low-income residents. He was providing free oil to the United States of America's lowest income residents, is what Hugo Chavez was doing. And Joe Kennedy was the one that kind of engaged him and got that going. And so in Boston, it was called Joe for Oil. If you didn't have money, if you was low income, you could call Joe for Oil, and there would be free oil provided to you by way of the people of Venezuela. They had commercials on the TV thanking the people of Venezuela, right? Venezuela was looking out for the US, and the US tried to squeeze them. Tried to squeeze them. It ain't enough. What the fuck? It ain't enough that I'm giving you something already for free. You got to take it all, huh? This is familiar, isn't it? And so they tried to take it all. Okay. And so when the United States of America thought they could squeeze Venezuela and take control over that, Russia stepped in Venezuela. And they said, we got you. And Venezuela was very, very receptive to the Russian advance. Very receptive. Okay. So now, what does it look like? What does the landscape look like? You've got Cuba, Nicaragua, you've got Venezuela, you've got Russia, you've got China, you've got South Korea, you've got North Korea, you've got Japan, and none of them want to continue in the world where the leadership is in the hands of the United States of America. They are all super critical of this nation. Why? They've been walking around like the cock of the walk, man, with this American exceptionalism. And even worse, Black folk have embraced that shit, right? And you walking around the world acting like you the cock of the walk, and you're not, right? You're likely the dirtiest of, likely, there's no people or no event within human history that can mirror what has happened to us in America during chattel slavery. First of all, chattel slavery never existed on the planet before. People say, my people were slaves here, they were slaves there, they were slaves there. They were slaves because of debt. They were slaves because they did something. They committed a crime. They did something. And they were able to earn their way out. It was for a term, right? They were slaves because of their actions. Chattel slavery is very different. This was a completely innocent people who would be restricted social mobility. That's the difference between chattel slavery and any other form in the world. The restriction of social mobility, no matter what you do, no matter how much time is spent, no matter what. you will always be at the bottom rung. The restriction of social mobility is the difference between chattel slavery and any form of slavery that has ever existed on the planet Earth before. We are existing in the most heinous and the most abhorrent scenario that human history has recorded. So yes, we're talking about the nastiest motherfucker on this planet Earth. Right here, right here. And guess what? Koreans ain't fucking with you no more, man. The Russians, they're not playing with you, man. These people across the planet Earth have legitimate beef with the United States of America. Legitimate beef. The only thing that's different is these folk are self-advocating. What's wrong with you? Because you got legitimate beef too. But the only person that's standing behind or beside the former master is the former slave, right? Only one standing beside the former master is the former slave. All the rest of the people of the world are lined up and saying, we're tired of you. We're tired of the American exceptionalism. We're tired of all of it, right? And they're lined up at his gates. You think this is all about Ukraine? This morning, this is basically the first public address that Putin has presented since the invasion began, right? His first public address. And he says in it, we got nuclear power and we will bring to the nations that come against us circumstances that have never occurred in their history. Circumstances that have never occurred in their history. Do you understand directly what he is saying? See, Americans walk around talking about war all the time, like you some badasses, right? But let's do a little history lesson. When they came over onto this land and were engaged with the natives, what they did was they engaged in rules of war. They would take and they would load their muskets, and the first column on their knees would fire a shot. They would take it and begin to reload it again, put in the ball, put in the gunpowder, pack it, and be ready to load again. While they were doing that, the column in the back would fire their shot. Well, when they encountered the natives on this land, they expected the natives to follow their rules of war. And the natives was looking at these funny little frecklebacks and was like, yeah, nah, not so much. And they were coming on horseback. You know how hard it is to be on horseback and draw a bow, and accurately. Yeah, they were on horseback with tomahawks and with bow and arrow and destroyed them. That was first toe-to-toe with these people, right? And as we go through history and we see where they tried to stand toe-to-toe with other people, they got their nose bust, right? And so they stopped doing that. America don't go face you face. We're not standing toe-to-toe with nobody. That's not how they beef, right? They cheat first. First, they'll send in the alcohol. They'll send in the opium. They'll send in the crack. They'll put in sanctions in Venezuela. This is how they fight. They don't fight toe-to-toe, right? So now, now you have Putin that's saying, I'm going to bring to you circumstances that have never happened in your history. Please understand. America talks about fighting, right? We're fighting racism, but ain't nobody threw a punch. I don't know that I'm old school, man. I come from a whole different place. You know what I'm saying? If there was a fight, yeah, man, somebody come on, right? But America talk about fighting racism, fighting this, fighting that, and war on drugs, and always talking about fighting. Ain't got no fucking beef, right? But now things are going to change because Americans traditionally, for the last 75 years, if somebody said war, all war meant to us was we were going to be watching Beirut on the TV. We were going to be hearing about explosions and people dying on the TV in some foreign land. People that don't look like us, we don't know who they are. Look at them all dusty, their buildings are broken down. This is what war meant to Americans, right? War meant we were going to be interrupted on the TV. We were going to hear about it in the news. It was going to bombard our psyche. We can't do our TikTok video because it's war, right? This is what it meant to us. What Putin is suggesting is it's going to mean a lot fucking more to you right now. It's going to mean a lot more to you, right? You've never known your infrastructure destroyed. You've never known an outside, hostile, and capable force focused on destroying your infrastructure. Never known it. See, you look around the world, go to UK, go to Germany, go to France, go to these countries that are thousands of years old, that have had war, that know war. They're not like Americans. They don't be walking around talking about war all romanticized. Nah, they don't do that. You know why? Because they know what war is. They know what it costs. They know what it looks like. They know what hunger is. They know what it is to live under rubble, right? They know what that shit is. So they don't have any romanticized view. They're not throwing up them words like it was cute. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that, right? Because they know what war means. America doesn't. The Americans don't. There's some soft little pansies, right? Walking around, they'll get in their truck and run over protesters. This is what they are. They're cowards, right? They're cowards. And they've been soft and made softer and softer and softer until they are the weakest link. And now I'm listening to my people. I'm listening and I'm watching what's going down. What you're fucking with is a KGB agent. Russians don't bluff. I don't know if you have ever had the opportunity. See, so I'm from Boston, right? And in Boston, I got where I grew up, Harvard is 5 minutes in one direction and MIT is 5 minutes in the other direction. This is where I was born. So I was influenced and had close proximity to people from all over the planet Earth. I've had friends and known people from all over the planet Earth, right? And I don't know who shares this experience, but have you ever played basketball with a Russian? Has anybody ever played basketball with a Russian? See, because when we play ball, right? Hey man, we get into it, right? And we're gonna talk shit. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. We're gonna talk shit, right? Russians don't really understand it. They're like, they hear you talking shit and it's cool, right? Okay, y'all do what you do. Don't point that shit to him. He don't understand it. You're talking shit to him, and the next thing you do, when you turn around, that motherfucker gonna be standing right there, because they don't play that. That's not, they're not talking shit. They're not, so now, right, today, 2022, they've been here for a little while, right? They've been here for a little while, and now they've become accustomed to dealing with us. And every now and again, you'll hear a Russian that will talk some shit back, but they grew to that. That wasn't how they were, right? They grew to that place. Prior to that, they didn't understand that, right? That's something that's kind of uniquely us, right? And they didn't get that shit. They didn't play that. And I'm telling you, this dude is KGB, right? When Trump sat across from him, Trump thought it was all cute and shit, right? He just thinks it ain't nothing but a conversation. He thought it was cute. Yo, and Putin owned that dude, man. Putin owned that dude, and he didn't even know it. Yo, that's the epitome of ownership. When you being owned and you don't even know it, right? Putin owned that cat, right? And he has, and he's empowered Putin. And Putin now has a contingent behind him, and the entire world is sick of white supremacy. And the interesting thing is Black folk who have had the worst experiences under white supremacy are sitting in America today hoping white supremacy can prevail, huh? Hoping white supremacy can prevail. See, the only way that your food prices are gonna go down is if white supremacy gets stronger. The only way that your gas prices are going to go down is if white supremacy regains control. The only way the things in your life go back to what you think are normal is if white supremacy regains control, right? And so again, I speak to these brothers, the ADOS, the FB1s, and all the rest of that, right? Please, anybody, tell me, can reparations have any value if white supremacy is dead? Can $1 or $1 billion of American dollars be of value if white supremacy is dead? So the dollars, everything that everybody is focusing you on, right? Get the bag, cut the check, all that shit, all that. And I've been saying it for years, and people have been like, ah, he don't know what he's talking about. I'm getting the bag. He's saying that, I'm getting the bag. Guess what? You getting the same bag. You might have gotten a bigger bag, but you spending more to get your food now, ain't you? You spending more to get your gas now, ain't you? So as big as the bag got, it didn't change your condition. And your condition is one of dependency. See, because if the supply chains fail, we got a trucker strike that's going to be in DC in the next couple of days. Watch, it was in Canada, right? It was in Canada. And now it's headed to DC. And the truckers, and again, I'm old. I remember the trucker strike in the 70s, and it shut down the nation. You thought this pandemic was something. That trucker strike shut everything down. There was no gas. There was no food. There was food lines, bread lines throughout the United States of America in the 70s. Y'all don't know that, right? There was a trucker strike, and that, And so right now, the truckers, yeah, they're protesting the masks, right? But what does that affect? It affects the supply chains. It means that the cost of gas is going to increase at the pump. It means that the amount of food in your local store is going to diminish, right? It means that everything that you have taken for granted that has been provided to you by white supremacy is going to begin to fail. And you have had preliminary views into it. You watched during the pandemic as the healthcare system came to the brink of collapse. You've watched the political system and them storm the Capitol, right? You've watched as the economic system has hit the toilet. You've watched the infrastructure crumble, right? Over the last 7,500 years, they haven't invested in it, right? You've watched the social system. You've watched the educational system. You've watched every single thing that white supremacy hatched begin to buckle and fail. And yet, we sit in this place confident that whitey is supreme. They can survive this. All I gotta do, I don't have to worry my nappy little head about none of this shit, because almighty whitey is always going to be there. I ain't got to worry about filtering water. I don't have to worry about growing food. I don't have to worry about my survival into tomorrow, because white supremacy will always be there. Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. A rancher, a rancher provides for his livestock a water trough. He provides for them food. He provides for them shelter. He provides for them medicine and healthcare. And the cow thinks they got it pretty good. Shit, I ain't got to do nothing. There's grass, there's water, there's everything that I need. And the cow feels real good about his existence, or hers, excuse me. The cow's. But the cow realizes only too late that the reason he's being taken she's being taken well care of, is because she will go to the slaughterhouse, right? See, the rancher is caring for his cattle or chattel because he will consume that cow. And so, what is it the rancher provides? Food, water, shelter, healthcare. and he's going to reap the benefits of the maturity of that cow. Well, let me tell you something. The way you made a slave was you made them 100% dependent upon their essential needs on another man. You can't survive without me. So I'm going to provide for you your water, your food, your shelter, your healthcare, your education. Are we connecting the dots? Are we seeing it? The same way that the rancher takes care of his cattle, the master takes care of his chattel. And what has held us, what are the instruments of our oppression, are our essential needs. Again, not ideological. I don't care if you call yourself ADOS or CMOS. I don't care if you call yourself Pan-African or Peter Pan. I don't care what you call yourself. This remains true. And as long as you do not control your essential needs, whoever does is your master. See, if I can't keep myself alive without somebody else, then that somebody else is my master, right? If I go to Mars and I can't control my own essential needs, my master is a Martian. If I go to Africa and I can't control my essential needs, my master is an African. If I go to China and I don't control my essential needs, my master is Chinese. The way you become a master, the way you become a king, the way you become all of these things that you call yourself today, right? We wearing all these fucking titles, man, right? We wearing all these titles, but we're dependent upon another man to keep us alive for 72 hours, right? We calling each other king and this shit, right? But you don't maintain the ultimate responsibility to carry your own life into the next 72 hours. No, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. And if this is true, and if you do not maintain the ultimate responsibility for your own life, then tell me, you wake up tomorrow and you're not working on that? You're not attempting to take that control? You got zero voice. You're subhuman. If you don't, do you know how hard it is to break a living being? I don't care what it is, a skunk, a raccoon, I don't care what it is, a lark, a cardinal, a zebra, it doesn't matter. Its primary operating system is self-preservation. First is self-preservation. But listen to our people. Listen to how broken we have been. You don't even think self-preservation. It's a secondary thought. You're thinking the bag. You're thinking, cut the check. Who the fuck did this to you? So deep that your primary and primal needs are secondary in your mind. I mean to tell you, that's a hell of a program. That's some deep shit to be able to make a human being forget their primal needs. Wow, that's deep. That's real deep. So I know what you're coming out of. I know what it is that what's got you, right? I know what's got you, and I know it's enormous. I've been here for many, many years, saying the same thing, doing the same thing, showing you how we do it, and preparing for this day and beyond. For this day, we've been preparing. Yo, the door is still open. The membership to the Ledge Group is available still. You can join the Grand Rising Group and you can see what we're doing. My land is mine for 1,000,000 years. I ain't got to go nowhere. Once I get to my land, I ain't got to go nowhere else. I'll die right there. That's my motherfucking land forever. I ain't got to pay nobody nothing else. I paid for it, it's mine, right? I can build my own wealth. I can build my own power solutions. You've been watching me walk around the world, showing you the things that you needed to survive. I've been trying to give to you and your families the things that you need to survive. How to control your own water, how to control your own food, how to control your own utilities. All of these things, I've been traveling, I've been going for free on my dime to teach you how to survive. And my people fought me. My people been fighting me the whole time. My people been confused because you got Brother No Light, and you got, Prince of Pumpernickel, and you got Moist Watkins, and you got all these talkers, right? I know. And so my people were confused. They couldn't understand. They called me a scammer, though I didn't make a dime, and I've spent millions to do what we've done, right? They called me a scammer, trying to give them something. Well, the fat's in the fire now. The fat is in the fire now. And the majority of the people are standing around hoping that white supremacy is supreme and they can get back and out of this and go back to normal. You want to go back to that plantation, and just as long as Mass is happy, we're going to be all right. It's going to be okay, right? We can sing and dance, and we got Sunday, right? And so, again, as I say, the door remains open. The door to membership to the Ledge Group remains open. My members and everybody that's involved in the Ledge Group has lands all over the earth, and they're opening businesses all over the earth so that they are able to control for themselves and for their children into the future the essential needs that keep them alive. So if I control for myself, my food, my water, my shelter, my healthcare, my education, my sanitation, my security, and my utilities, why do I need money? Anyone answer me. Anyone answer me. If I control all of my essential needs, why do I need money? I don't. And that is what the human has been broken from. And guess what? It ain't my truth. It ain't my truth. You ain't got to do a damn thing. Everything that I'm telling you to do, ignore me. Take what you can use, discard the rest. Ignore me, right? But let me explain something to you. It doesn't matter if you go to Africa. It doesn't matter if you go to another place. It doesn't matter if you stay here. Degrees of existence cometh. Degrees of existence cometh. And the only families that are going to survive are going to be the ones that know how to filter water, period. This has gone too far, too fast, right? Humanity has gone too far and too fast. And so there's a reset. There's a global reset that approaches. And if you can't control your own water, if you can't control your own security, and you're allowing somebody fucking else to control your security, you're counting on somebody else to control your water, your clean water, you're counting on somebody else's utilities, you're counting on somebody else's supply chains in order to eat. If you're counting on somebody else, then you're a slave. When do you want to be a man? When do you want to be free? And so that's what you've seen me do. Work to produce freedom. Every single moment that you have ever heard or seen me, I work to produce freedom. Why? Because I want to be able to call myself a man. I want to be able to call myself a man before I die. That's why. What do you want to call yourself? I told you, the door is still open. The door is still open. We're still moving. And again, 2022, y'all might have heard me say it. This is our year. We pulled the trigger on everything. The reputation that we produce all over the planet Earth, we pulled the trigger. We now use that reputation. We're moving. You hear me? I'm not worried about what they're going to do. I'm not. In fact, I invite the dance. I can't wait for the dance. Chances are great. By the time they get the dancing, we'll be over in Zanzibar in my cigar bar, right? Chilling. That's what we've been telling you. This is what we have been building. This is what we have been doing. This is what we have been preparing for. This is what Elijah Muhammad said. This is what Elijah Muhammad said. This is what they were telling us. And we had to wait, right? And I had to wait until it got deeper. And it hasn't even gotten deep enough. Still to this day, right this minute, right now, there's somebody listening to my voice saying, I think I don't know shit. What the fuck is he talking about? He don't know nothing. Right. How much does it cost to feed your baby today? How much does it cost to feed your baby? Who's taking care of that? Who's controlling the water? The man that tried to murder you and 100% of your family over the last 500 years controls your water. The man who started 2 opium wars to try to destroy those people and steal their resources controls your water. The man who sold smallpox in blankets and gave them to cold babies controls your water. Controls your water, and you're comfortable in this condition. hey, look, I've been trying to tell you, don't get comfortable. You need to get unfucking comfortable, right? I've been trying to tell you, we need to do something. We need to control our own. Y'all sat and watched. Ledge Group's moving. Ledge Group is moving. We've got our water filtration facilities. We've got our ability to control our own essential needs. And that has always been what I've been talking about. I ain't never told you I was gonna make you rich. I ain't never told you any of them damn things. I said we were gonna produce freedom. And I might not ever get to see the full benefit of what it is that we have done, but every generation after us will enjoy a greater level of control of their own lives. I don't intend for any one of us anymore to have to pay white people to be born and pay white people to die. That shit doesn't make sense to me. And so I'm going to use everything within me to solve that problem, not be comfortable in that problem. So you look at them all. You look at everybody that you hear, everybody that you love, all of these platforms that are just so huge, and they're telling you get the bag, and they seem so conscious because they tell you how to get money and how to build your credit and all that shit, which all assumes that white supremacy is in power. They're house niggas. Every one of them, I said it. You don't like it? What you gonna do? They are house niggas, and they don't understand it. Because in order for anything that they're planning, dreaming, wishing, spending effort on to come true, white supremacy must be strong. Well, it's crumbling today. Your philosophy, your ideology, the expenditure of your energy will now prove exactly what it was worth. And you will come to the real and final truth, which is you've been a house nigga, right? And it's a trick. They made us all house niggas. It's a trick. We feed a beast because a beast feeds us. And so because of this dysfunctional relationship, we keep him strong because he keeps us alive. So we keep him strong because he keeps us alive, right? And we don't figure out how we get off of that wheel. Again, I don't care what you call me. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care if you like me. The fact is, if you don't control your own essential needs, you are in the position of a house nigger. Because if he falls, you fall. So all of your energy, everything you do, all of your dreams, everything you're teaching your children, every single thing that you do goes to keep white supremacy strong. Because if it should falter, then you will die. You want to do that? You want to teach your children that's the way to advance? Is that what you think should be 100 years from now in your family's existence? No. Is that acceptable to you? You tell me who else is speaking this to you? Who else is telling you this? Who else is telling you to get uncomfortable, right? Who else? Yeah. I'm not great. I'm telling you the facts. All I'm doing is illustrating them. We didn't already put a machine in place. As I said, we're moving. You can find me. You can find us. You've been hearing me for years. You know my name. You can find us. You can join us. You can take part. You can partake. You can pick up a hammer and work with us to produce our own future. If you ain't ready with a hammer, if you ain't ready to put your back into building your own, then we don't want you. The only ones that can ever join us are those that are prepared to control their own destiny. It's going to require work from you. It's going to require effort from you. You're not going to sit back and Peter's going to break his back to build your fucking wall. We're going to build your wall, right? That's how we do it. Yo, I just wanted to chop it up just a little bit. I know people are anxious, uncomfortable. I don't feel a fucking thing. I don't feel a fucking thing. You know why? Because we prepared for this. Proper preparation prevents piss poor progress. We prepared. Have you?